Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy AAL coming back again with another video. And today, I got a reaction video for y'all. Well, somewhat of a reaction video, some of a educational type video. And man, oh man, we got a good one. We got a good one, y'all. Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt Chamberlain. Now, when I say that name, it should be going through all you guys' heads right now. It's greatness. Nothing but pure greatness. OP, uh, top dog, um, like anything you think of that has anything to do with dominance, superiority, you got to think about Will Chamberlain. Here's the reason why. A lot of people, when they talk about their top 10 players of all time, top 5 players of all time, they tend to leave out Will Chamberlain for one particular reason: the era he played in. And usually, when I debate with people and they say, oh, he played in the 60s, I mean, his competition was trash. I tend to ask them, okay, tell me one thing. Name me one player who either did or came close to his records that he has on paper right now. And usually they can't tell me any player who's ever done these type of things. I asked them, name me one player in any era who averaged 50 points a game. They can't name that player. Fair enough. I asked them, name me one player who has averaged 40 points a game. They can't answer the question. And I'm not sure why. Well, I am kind of sure. The main reason is Wilt Chamberlain was just that dude. Nobody was stopping him. Nobody was catching up to him. Okay, Wilt Chamberlain is a top 5 player of all time. And there's nothing that you can say to change my opinion. I do not care what era he played in. I do not care who was on the court with him. Okay? Name me one player who has scored triple digits in the NBA game. Name me one player who has averaged 50 points in the NBA game. Name me one player who has had 55 rebounds in the NBA game. You know, like, I, I mean, like, look, man, I've done enough talking. Right now, we have a reaction video from, what's this guy's name? What's their name? Nonstop Sports. Go check them out. See what I'm doing. Subscribing. Hit the like button. Do all that good stuff. Shout out to them. You know what I mean? Original video link will be in the description. Let's just get into this video, man. Just straight up greatness. Let's do it.
Wilt Chamberlain is one of the most dominant players to ever play basketball and the greatest record breaker in NBA history. Wilt had
Facts.
countless games with mind-boggling numbers that are likely
Facts.
never going to be repeated again. Here are the
Facts.
craziest stat lines of Chamberlain's career.
Let's do it.
Unofficial quintuple-double, 50.
Okay, how many times in your life have you ever heard somebody say quintuple double? Tell me. I digress.
3 points, 32 rebounds, 14 assists.
What? 24 blocks? Who was doing that, bruh? Now I know it's not official, but bruh, come on now.
24 blocks, and 11 steals. This has never been officially confirmed, but the statistically most dominant player ever had a quintuple-double, a feat that has never been achieved before or since. This
Come
happened in
on,
a game
man.
between his Sixers and the Lakers in 1969, but the NBA didn't count blocks and steals back then, so we can't know for sure. We do know that he had a preposterous triple-double on that day, with 53 points, 32 rebounds, and 14 assists. This would turn heads if it was anybody else, but with Wilt,
Facts.
those kind of numbers were almost expected. But what the NBA
Expected.
didn't write down were his 24 blocks and 11 steals in that game, which would count for one of the craziest stat lines ever, even for
Crazy.
Chamberlain. Most points in a game, 100 points, 25 rebounds, 2 assists.
Like I said, man, name me one player who was scoring triple digits in the NBA game. None. None have done it. None have done it before.
It should have just been another game between the Warriors and the Knicks. and Wilt didn't really prepare for it, not unless you count clubbing and spending the night with a woman as preparation. Wilt was almost late for the train to Hershey in Pennsylvania, where the game was held in front of 4,000 people. But it didn't take too long for Wilt to get going. Chamberlain scored 41 in the first half, but he wasn't too excited about it. It was
41.
just business as usual, as he would often score over 30 and a half. However, his
30
domination
and a half,
continued in the
bro.
second half as well, and his teammates began feeding him the ball on every possession, realizing
I would too. You serious? I would too.
that something special was cooking. The Knicks players realized this too and began fouling all the Warriors players so that Wilt doesn't get the ball. In the end, the game turned into a farce, but nobody will remember that. What people will remember forever is the picture of young Wilt taking a picture with a 100 written on it after the
Greatness.
highest scoring output in NBA history. For those 100 points, he made 36 out of 63 shots and 28 out of 32 from the free throw line, which is an
Greatness.
impressive feat if we know that his career free throw average barely exceeds 50%. Philadelphia won the game 169 to 147, which was a record for most points scored in a game. Other than that, Wilt set 6 overall records that night. Other than 100 points, he set the new bar for most field goals made and attempted, number of free throws made, number of points scored in a quarter with 31, and
Bro.
points scored in a half with 59.
Bro.
Most rebounds in a game, 34 points, 55 rebounds,
55
4
rebounds,
assists. Other than mesmerizing scoring games,
Bro, like, are y'all seeing this? That was 3 feats that will never be broken in history ever again. I'm gonna need y'all to start like searching these people up, man. Type in Wilt Chamberlain right now. Look up all his accolades, records, and you will be shocked. This man is not human, bro.
Wilt also had rebounding numbers that seem unreal today. He led the league in rebounding in 11 out of his 14 seasons.
Come on
and he
now.
often had as many boards as the entire teams
Come
in an
on
NBA
now.
game today. There are 3 reasons for that, other than the fact that Wilt was a 7'1" athletic demigod who looked like he time traveled to the 60s from the future. First, he usually played all 48 minutes, while the players today average 36 minutes or less.
Weak.
Wilt also played in an era where the pace was much faster, and teams were averaging 110 shot attempts per game, compared to
on, man.
90 shots per game in 2020. Finally, the average
Okay, take that into consideration. You guys see how the game has changed completely in today's league. You guys see how fast the players are, how much more athletic they are. The pacing was a lot faster back then. Now imagine Wilt in today's era where he was playing 48 minutes back then. Drop him in today's era where they was averaging 110 shots back then. They're averaging only 90 today. Come on now.
field goal percentage was about 5% worse in the 60s than it is now, which of course meant 5% more rebounds for Wilt to grab. Among the active players, Kevin Love holds the record for most rebounds in a game with 31, which means that Wilt's record of 55 rebounds in a game is basically unbreakable. But Wilt
55 to 31. Well, I, I, let's just continue with the video, man. 55 to 31. The next guy up has 31. Come on now.
Wilt is not to blame for the rules and the era he played in. He was undoubtedly the best rebounder of his time, together with his arch rival Bill Russell. In fact, Wilt made the record against the Celtics and Bill Russell, which makes it even more impressive. Chamberlain had 34 points to go along with his double nickel in rebounds. But as it often happened, it wasn't enough to beat the Celtics, who won 132 to 129. First ever 20-20-20 game. 22 points, 25 rebounds, 21 assists.
Oh my
Everybody always
Lord.
viewed Wilt just as a monstrous scoring machine, but because the Celtics were winning all the titles, and because his scoring would often be in vain, Wilt was criticized for scoring too much, and the media sometimes portrayed him as selfish. In 1968,
Selfish, are you
Wilt
kidding?
decided that he would prove the naysayers wrong, and that he would be a passer first and a scorer second. He could have kept scoring 50 a game, but the man was so dominant that he got bored, and decided to become the best passer in the league, basically
got
just for the hell
bored.
of it. What Wilt wanted
Bro, imagine being so good. You just say, I'm kind of bored of this. I'm going to start passing the ball now. You serious? No player's doing that. Players usually switch up the game because they have to. Wilt just did it because he was bored. Like, come on, man.
to do, he usually achieved. And to this date, he's the only center to lead the league in assists, with 8.6 dimes per game in 1968. That season, he produced some unreal numbers again.
Man.
The most impressive was definitely the double-triple-double, or the 20-20-20 game. In a home game against Detroit, Wilt dominated with 22 points, 25 rebounds, and 21 assists in a 131-121 win. It was the only 20-20-20 performance in basketball history until Russell Westbrook did it in 2019.
Shout out to
78
Russ.
versus Weston Baylor. 78 points, 43 rebounds,
Bruh.
one assist. One of the most entertaining games in NBA history was played in 19.
Hold up. What did I say? This man had 1 assist. This man only had 1 assist, bro. Oh my gosh, man. This dude is 78 points, 43 rebounds. Bro.
3 rebounds, 1 assist. One of the most entertaining games in NBA history was played in 1961 between the Warriors and the Lakers. You had Wilt on one side and 2 other NBA legends in Jerry West and Elgin Baylor on the other. The game went to triple overtime,
Yes,
and Wilt
sir.
broke the
Shout
record
out to
for
them.
most points in a game, which would last only for a couple of months, until he broke it again with 100 points.
Oh my
Wilt
God.
scored 78 with 31 of 62 from the floor.
Hold up. I just peeped something, right? Wilt had no competition back in this league. This man is scoring 78 points against all-time greats like Jerry West and Elgin Baylor. Okay. But yeah, janitors and school teachers, right?
16 of 31 from the free throw line, and he also snatched 43 rebounds. But it still wasn't enough. The Lakers finally prevailed in the third overtime with 63 points from Baylor, 32 from West. Wilt
Crazy.
wasn't happy after the game, despite breaking the NBA scoring
I
record
wouldn't be either.
previously held by Baylor. As far as I'm concerned, it was a useless 78 points. Lost the
Facts.
game, Wilt. Most rebounds in a playoff game, 20 points, 41 rebounds, 9 assists. Before the
Oh my gosh, man.
1966-1967 NBA season, the Philadelphia 76ers changed their head coach, and the new coach, Alex Hannum, demanded more from Chamberlain. He wanted him to focus more on defense and rebounding, as the team finally had enough scorers around Wilt. As a result of the change,
okay.
Chamberlain scored only 24.1 points, but with 24.1 rebounds, he led the league,
Wow.
and he also averaged 7.8 assists per game. The 76ers finished the season with 68 wins,
They
the
really
best
changed the
record
style
in
up.
the NBA, and Chamberlain was named the MVP. In the playoffs, Wilt finally got past Bill Russell and the Celtics for the
Nice.
first and only time in his career. In the
Bro, I'm gonna say this. Okay, so y'all probably thinking like, okay, if Wilt was so great, how come he couldn't get past Bill Russell, who was also great but not the dominant player that Wilt Chamberlain was? Bro, let me tell y'all something. Here's what they don't tell you guys about the Bill Russell's 11 championships. Those Celtics teams were OP. They had like 6, 7 Hall of Famers on those teams all at once. It wasn't just Bill Russell, bruh. Go look up those teams. Oh, the names of the players. Havlicek, uh, Bob Cousy. I forgot the names off the top of my head, but they had like 6, 7 Hall of Famers on those teams. They literally had the league on their team. You guys got mad at the Warriors when Kevin Durant went over there. Imagine you guys would be pissed off by the Celtics. If you were mad by the Warriors for their super team, you would be pissed off by the Celtics.
third game of the series, Chamberlain collected a playoff record of 41 rebounds, ensuring his team the victory and a 3-0 series lead. In 5 games, Wilt averaged 21 points, 32 rebounds, and 10 assists, and he deservedly celebrated over Russell, who had 11, 23, and 6 for the series.
Still
Wilt
big
and the
numbers.
Sixers would win their first NBA title in the finals against the Warriors, his former franchise. Most consecutive shots made, 18 for 18, 42 points, 30 rebounds, 10 assists. Wilt led the NBA in field goal percentage in 9 of his 14 seasons, and he was exceptionally efficient in 1967, the best year of his career. Over a 4-game stretch in February of 1967, Wilt Chamberlain could not miss, making 35 consecutive shots in that span, an
Come on,
NBA
man.
record. The efficiency extravaganza was highlighted with an 18 out of 18 performance against the Baltimore Bullets, to go
Wow.
along with around 30 rebounds and 10 assists. Granted, the majority of his
Wow.
shots were dunks and short hooks near the rim, but still,
Okay.
not Shaq, Kareem, or any other center managed to come close to 100% shooting on that number of shots.
Did you guys hear I hope you guys are paying attention during this video. Not Shaq, Kareem, or any other center. Oh, Shaq's the most dominant center in the NBA. Kareem got the highest score. They never did what Wilt did. They never did what Wilt did, and they never could. You know why? Because Wilt was better. I said it. He was better. He was better. And y'all know it deep down. Y'all know it deep down.
Thomas Bryant and Gary Payton are next on that list, with 14 made field goals without a miss. Most points scored by a rookie, 58 points, 42 rebounds, 4
I'm almost. This video is almost over, guys. A rookie doing, a rookie scoring 58 points, damn near 60. Like I said, bro, look up Wilt Chamberlain, bro. Not for his sleeping with over like thousands and thousands of women, even though that's crazy in itself. But look him up for reasons like this. 58 points as a rookie, man. That's insane.
assists. It's not surprising that Wilt holds the record for most points scored by a rookie, but Wilt being Wilt, he had to stand out, as he did it on 2 separate occasions. His first 58 came against the Pistons on
He did it
January
twice.
25th,
Man
1960.
did it
Wilt shot an
twice.
efficient 24 out of 41 from the field, and
Mm.
10 out of 13 from the line in 47 minutes on the floor. He repeated the same output a month later against the Knicks, this time playing the entire 48 minutes of the game. He shot 26 out of 47, and he had 6 out of 9 free throws in a 129-122 victory. 73 points, 36 rebounds, 0 assists. Before he scored 100 against the Knicks, Wilt was torching the entire
0 assists. Bro, so this man scored 100 points, then 78 points, and then 73 points. Crazy, bro. Crazy.
league for the whole year, and the 100 was just the icing on the best scoring season in basketball history. On January 13th, 1962, 2 months before the game in Hershey, Chamberlain erupted for 73 points
73
and 36
points, wow.
rebounds in the Warriors' win against Chicago, who were still called the Packers back then. Wilt Chamberlain already had scored 78 points in a game, but that came in a triple overtime, and this was even more impressive because he only needed 48 minutes. These kinds of performances were nothing unusual
Wild.
for Chamberlain, who averaged 50.4 points that year, and just how much of his focus was on scoring is clearly visible with this game against the Packers, where he scored all those points but finished with 0 assists. Now that's a true definition of tunnel vision. 73 points, 14 rebounds, 1 assist. After he finished the season with 50
Dog. How many times is this man gonna score 70? God damn.
points on average, Wilt didn't skip a beat next year and continued to torture NBA defenses. On November 16th, 1962, Chamberlain delivered
goodness.
another scorching performance against the Knicks, his dearest customers. Wilt gifted them with 73 points on 29 of 43 from the field
Gifted.
and 15 of 19 from the free throw line, along with 14 rebounds, and he even managed to pass once. Chamberlain led the Warriors to a 127-111 win over the Knicks.
Look at that
And for the
score,
1962-1963 season, he averaged 44.8 points and 24.3 rebounds per game
Easy.
on
Easy.
53% shooting from the field,
Easy.
playing a ridiculous 47.6 minutes per game. Despite his individual dominance, the Warriors went 31-49 that season and missed the
Wow.
playoffs. This tells you
What?
that he really needed to score all those points to give his team a fighting chance.
team
And
was
it's
trash,
easy to
bro.
see why he was always losing to Bill Russell in his early years. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, as we put out
Amen.
videos like these every day. Let us know what you thought about this video.
Hey man, let me tell you something, y'all. Wilt Chamberlain was literally a demigod, bro. I didn't even watch him, bro. I didn't even watch him, and I can understand. I know this man was crazy, bro. Like people love to, rave about Michael Jordan. It's like, okay, yeah, Michael Jordan was also a demigod, something we never seen before. But bro, Wilt Chamberlain, ah, the numbers he look. I'm gonna give y'all this on your free time. Please look up Wilt Chamberlain records, and you will be shocked at how many records this man really has. How many records this dude has? The only thing he doesn't have that's like big and anything like that is the championships. Doesn't he only has I believe three championships, but everything else he dominates. He dominates. So yeah. Final thought, bro. Let me give you all my top five players of all time. And y'all tell me what y'all think. Number one, Michael Jordan. Number two, LeBron. Number three, Kareem. Number four, Magic Johnson. Number five, Wilt Chamberlain. If Wilt Chamberlain is not in your top five, you are a fool. That's all I gotta say, man. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. Hit the like button, comment, subscribe. And I'm gonna put the original video in the description. Y'all can go check it out. So yeah, man. Peace.